Hello and welcome to Work to Game. My name is Brian and we're going to be doing a guide on the Seed of Salvation trial for you guys today to help give you everything you need to know about this trial to dive in and get your clear. Now, before we actually do that, before we show the boss, before we talk about any of that, I want to talk to you guys right now to A, give you time to click off of this video if for some reason you don't want the fight spoiled. B, autoplay was on for YouTube and you ended up just coming right in and oh no. So if you're running to your computer, howdy, hopefully you're having a good day. But also to kind of sit here and tell you what tripped us up before we actually get into the mechanics and I show the fight. So as you can see right now, Ginger Gaming Radio, that's just what I'm going to put on repeat. We're shooting for 1,000 subscribers on my podcast channel. Link will be in the description. Go check it out. Sub here, like the video if you find this useful, and also check out Ginger Prime. I'm going to be posting my spoiler-filled thoughts over there later today. But I wanted to get this guide to you because this was an intense trial, one of the best that I've seen in the game for a long time. Anyway, there's a couple mechanics that tripped us up. You're going to see some new stuff. Literally, I'm going to go more into detail, but for you, just to have a taste of what to expect, you'll want to divide your team up into 2 4-man teams. Tank, healer, 2 DPS. That way you're going to have a kind of a line, AoE, a stacking line that adds a debuff, and you don't want to take 2 of those. So you split up into 2 4-mans. You'll see that later. It's going to be it's a clear indication. You've seen the stacking line before. That's going to be no problem for you, but that's something that's going to come later. The boss fight itself has a couple of phases to it. Thankfully, once you get to kind of the second half, you will actually restart from that perspective. So note that all you have to do is kind of get through the big thing. And the big thing is tank limit break. And honestly, as a paladin, any kind of debuffs, any way that you can help shield and protect even more of your team, you're going to thank me for it later. That's the thing that tripped us up. There's going to be a timing to the tank limit break. So if you don't hit it right away, don't worry, you're going to get lots of practice. The boss fight itself has a couple of new mechanics, and I'm not going to ruin them for you. You're going to see them. You'll see them once, and you'll get them. They're not like that confusing. It will kind of get you excited. You're like, what's happening? But that's not why I'm here. You're going to also see a lot of mechanics you've seen before. And obviously, he's going to start stacking them. So primarily, the fire one, if you guys don't remember this one from Omega, he's going to put fire on you. You stand still, and it's going to start with a pause. You'll see a pause and a play. Play means move, pause means don't move. You'll see that first. And then after that point, you just kind of have to pay attention because he'll start stacking up those things together and will either catch you off guard or will allow you to kind of hit play or, keep moving and not get frozen. And I thought that was really clever. The big trip up is the button mashing active time event that's going to hit. Get ready to click every key and click whatever. I was on a controller doing the old thumb nail against the buttons to keep it up. It is one of the most intense active time things that I've seen to date, and it was really impressive. So that's what you need to know. You got the active time. You're going to see the mechanics in the first phase of the fight. Those are going to obviously stack later. And he's going to do some things and fun things. And we'll go into more detail, like I said. But I wanted to give you guys this time to click off the video, but also give you kind of a heads up before we dive in. All right, if you're still here and you're with me, let's go ahead and show the boss. All right, with our 5-3 trial, it is the Warrior of Light, Elidibus himself, ready to wreak havoc. And he's going to open every time with Terra Unleashed. Dark Knight ability, you've seen it before, dropping everybody down to 1 HP, so this is a massive healer check. From here, Solemn Contendor, you're going to have to run out. You're going to just drop AoEs on each other. Don't stand in that. You're going to see that as the Paladin move. You want to then get back in, and he's going to follow this up with a room wide with the only safe space being underneath him. Now, you're going to see all these things stack here in a little bit with pause and play, fire, and ice. So, Contusent Saber is next, and I'm going to butcher some of the names. Just forgive me. That's just a nice run away from him at this time. And now Absolute Fire. This is where at first you're going to see the pause button. Don't move, don't auto attack. You're going to wait till this debuff falls off you. Now you can go ahead and move. He's going to follow this up with Blizzard. Blizzard is going to be the play button over your head for the first time and first time only. What you want to do is keep moving. If you don't move, you're going to get frozen. In this case. So just kind of pay attention to that. We've seen this before in different raids, but if you've never seen that in the different raids, then there you go. Now he's just going to start stacking up his abilities and do a big old fire move and a ice move against the tank occasionally, so just kind of pay attention there. And then Imbued Crescents. again, is that big old kind of circle AoE that he's going to put around himself. But see how he stacked it now with the fire, so you want to make sure you're paying attention to what all he is applying to this case. You did not see the pause button that time. Sword of Light, here's a new mechanic that we haven't seen before. Maybe you have, depending on what the content you run. It's going to draw a line into the arena, and it's going to make a shape. Once that shape connects, that's when the move is going to go off, and you're going to see this stack up more and more later as well. So just kind of pay attention to what is going on with the Sword of Light. You're also going to see Bahamut kind of spawn here in the in one side of the arena or the other, and is going to do a big old move. Now the Bitter End is another big hitting attack, in this case against the tank. That is a tank buster, so healers get ready. Now, Elder Dragon Dive. You can see here that I put up a defensive buff. Sometimes he can actually do this multiple times, so just kind of pay attention. I decided to keep it up because I've seen him do that twice. It's room-wide AoE. It does a lot of damage, and if you can mitigate it, you're going to have yourself a nice good old time. Here's a nice little big old blizzard spell for the tank himself. And as you probably, as through the story, have seen, darkness must be destroyed. Now, so you can see how I'm running around in a circle. This is because he's also doing the blizzard skill, like I said, with fire and blizzard. Again, you're not going to see the play and the pause buttons only once. Now, Ascendance is where he's going to start to transfer into his next, or kind of the mid-tier phase. This is the big active time event, so get ready to press some buttons, and I'm not joking about that. This is going to be serious. So yes, as you can see here, I am mashing the buttons hardcore. Get ready to click, press, do everything you can to keep that up. You can press multiple keys, it doesn't matter, but this is one of the most intense active time maneuvers that I've seen to date. If one person fails, everybody fails. Now, after a long mid-tier cutscene, he's going to charge up his own ultimate limit break. It is impressive. This is where you want a tank limit break. You can see here I'm also shielding the party as well. Do as everything you can to mitigate this, and you're going to survive. Now you're going to be in phase 2 of the fight. We actually wiped the first time we were in here, so I'm going to go ahead and cut to the start of phase 2 right now. All right, so here we go, phase 2 of the boss. He's going to pretty much, you've seen a lot of his mechanics already, but he's going to mix it up a little bit and summon in his other fellow warriors of light that you kind of seen from the limit break just a little bit ago. So this is where you'll start to see Specters of Light being summoned. He's going to call around different ones. The black mages that he summons right now are going to drop down kind of little stacking mechanics in which that you want to stack up 2 people into each slot, and they're going to call a couple of different meteors that you just need to make sure that you have 2 people fill the slot. By standing in it, you'll see that the lights are lit up, so you know how many people just need to stand in it. Out, you don't need more than just 2 people, but you can see multiple different spots being lit up. So as long as everybody is covering the different meteors, you're going to be just fine. So here's where he summons Bahamut and is going to put down 2 real big red orbs on different corners of the arena. Now this is going to be followed up with a stack and a spread. So you're going to have the guy with the arrows running across, and you want the stack to happen according in the different corners. Do not touch the red glowing orbs of death. Here, Bitter End is going to be followed up with the Tank Buster, so healers just need to make sure the tank is topped off and ready to take it. Radiant Behavior is going to be a spread mechanic in which he's going to put a marker over different targets' heads. This is just a room conal wide massive attack. So just be sure not to stand in it and spread out at least accordingly, so that way your party is not going to get massively hit by him. Now we're going to see the 2 stacking line AoEs that I kind of teased at the beginning of the video. It's going to add that debuff to your party, so be sure not to double stack this. And there is a slight delay in it, and he's going to pick one or the other, and this isn't the first time that you're going to see that. So it happens a couple different times, and the order of what group he decides to choose is, at least from what I can tell, is random. Then, welcome to the big chaos of lots of horrible places to stand. You want to make sure that you get that spread out, and if you're not a part of that, you get the hell out of it. You can see it hit a lot of our party and hurt them graciously. Now, we've already seen Sword of Light, but now he's actually going to be stacking it up with multiple Swords of Light. So just kind of watch where everything's being drawn and don't get caught in the chaos that when it connects for damage. So he's going to see Spectral Ninja, and this is going to put up a kind of a wall photon, in which is going to blast you, and also be accompanied with a stack mechanic. So just make sure that you're able to get back to whoever's got marked with stacks, and then be able to run in. So lots of movement this round, especially when you see the Spectral Ninja get summoned. Then you're going to see various Eggies for the, or little Bahamets being summoned, and they're going to chase you around. Just spread out. Try not to have anybody get stacked in their big conal AoEs. So just pay attention to where you've got them pointed. Otherwise, you're going to hit a large part of the party, and it can be quite devastating, especially if it's more than one. Now, the Spectral Warrior, you've seen these abilities done in the different dungeons, and now actually you can see that the pause menu is actually over my head. I wasn't aware that they were going to do that again. But the warrior does his ability, so he's going to call out the different party members. And the conal perspective is he's going to put it in one area and then the next. So you should be good to go there. Surviving is key to all of this. Thankfully, we were able to get the party up and continued DPSing him as well. Now, at this point, you've pretty much seen everything that he has to throw at you. If nothing else, hopefully this gives you a nice taste of what's happening. He will go invuln, and then he's going to jump to the center. This is going to be the last little bit of his life. Continue to DPS him down and enjoy all the cutscenes and everything more that is to follow this. Guys, hopefully you've enjoyed this fight. I know it was a ton of fun, and thankfully I had an amazing group of people with me willing to kind of try different things out, asking each other, learning from each other, picking up different mechanics that we might have missed. I hopefully you guys are enjoying the patch and more, and hopefully this has been a help. If it is, let me know if you have any questions, comments in the video description, comments below. Guys, I've been up since 5 playing this, and wow. Anyway, I'm going to go film and record my thoughts on patch 5.3 over for Ginger Prime. Hopefully you go check out that video. I love you guys. I love your faces. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon. Take care. This video is sponsored by me, Ginger Prime. Hopefully you'll check out my podcast channel, Ginger Gaming Radio, which we have lots of guests, lots of great conversations, and even more highlights. Links are in the description below. Let me know what you think. Thanks.